Right, the final point, and this is crucial, you listen to the framing, because remember, it's my ugly point. This is actually a team I am low-key, I actually like them, and obviously Maui on his hot take had them as the third best team. The ugly is just this, fucking Virtus Pro, isn't it? If people don't know, and this is the only thing that's saving them, is no one watches ESL Challenger events. So luckily, you guys don't know that they didn't win ESL Challenger, but spoiler, they didn't. And I'll just say, go look right now at the other teams at the event. Like, that's underwhelming. Because the problem is, Maui, this is why it has to be ugly, not bad. I can't give up on this team because when I actually look fundamentally at the pieces, dude, it should be so good. Flit actually is low-key probably the sleeper, like, best rifler that people don't really know about. Fame is like, look, he's had a bad few months, but he was fucking good that last year. Jame is just solid. He's actually like, I don't really have any complaints about him now. And the other pieces somewhat work, but the problem with this team is they still have that issue where, one, they will just wake up randomly and just lose. And then two, it's such a fucking effort to win games for this team. Like, did they ever just smash anyone, ever? Like, does it ever happen? I don't feel like it, doesn't it? So the problem is, like, man, that just hurt Maui, because it was supposed to be the other way. If anything, that was supposed to be the layup tournament that then builds into your, that was, it's like the Ensclave thing, it's just kneecapped it immediately, hasn't it?
I was gonna purposely avoid ever talking about ESL Challenger Yuan Shipping because it just doesn't fit my narrative at all. And also, I didn't see it because I was working the fall final, so I'll go back and look at it to see how this broke down. But I don't know. I don't know how they lost to Monty, so I don't know. Like, I just see that it happened, and I'm just severely disappointed because when I watched them in the Rubed and Thunder pick stuff, I was like, okay, they're sick, and now I'm just like, are you guys? They're not bad at LAN. They can't be bad at LAN. This is the lineup they had to win the major.
Yes.
It's the fact that you mentioned the Rubed and Thunder pick thing. That's actually the events that are helping them hold their current ranking, because they got first at Rubed and second at Thunder pick. If they lose those or go out super early, they're not going to be ranked anywhere close to what they are now, because all of their other LAN event appearances haven't been super good. I mean, yes, they were like third at in Jönköping, but otherwise they're not winning a lot of these tournaments, and they're like Perry Dunav Party, they lost to Spirit as well. I think that was Spirit's first LAN as well with Donk. So you're losing to like rosters that don't have a ton of experience. Where is this team heading?
That's the $1 million question, especially because also the other thing, by the way, we've discussed this many times before, but I'll bring it up again. They're one of the teams that really show you, just like Ents did in past years, why if you're not in the blast part of the circuit, you're just like locked out of half of CSGO. Like, the joke is, I've always pointed this out, that's what made me realize, like, this isn't just like a minor problem, this is a massive problem. The team that won the major, no, if you remember, it was only winning the major got them in Blast World Finals, but they weren't in the fall finals because they're not a fucking team. So it's like, I actually do feel like, no joke, I don't even know if it actually is possible to be like a long-term number one if you're not in Blast currently, as it is. Like, I feel like you'd have to be like lights out at every ESL tournament. Like, no one could do that. So sadly, this is another team that, like, the joke is, why are they at ESL Challenger, not other tournaments? Because they're also bizarrely by the scene almost like undervalued or treated like they're tier 1.5. Even though, as I say, look at the roster and what they've like sometimes done. They should be right within the top 10, like the juicy part where they can do dark horse upsets, but sadly, it just doesn't happen, does it? I feel like at the moment, look, sadly, if I say this statement, it sounds bad, isn't it? Like, I was going to say the whole CIS region is cursed, but there's obviously other implications behind that. I mean, as in, like, how many of these fucking lineups look dynamite on paper, and then they just sort of don't quite work out. It never quite, like, goes 10 out of 10 like you hope it will, you know?
Hey, when they brought in Mura, I actually thought that they would be able to start breaking that curse and actually have consistent top results, but it's just not happened.
See more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, you know, be a pleb and don't.